Vladimir Putin's story begins in the industrial heartland of Leningrad, now Saint Petersburg. Born in 1952, his early life was marked by the hardships endured by many in post-war Soviet Union. Growing up in a communal apartment, young Putin displayed a keen interest in sports, particularly judo. His academic journey led him to Leningrad State University, where he pursued a degree in law. It was during this time that Putin's interest in politics began to take root. He excelled in his studies, demonstrating a sharp mind and a capacity for strategic thinking. Little did they know that this ambitious young man would one day lead the world's largest country. Upon graduating from Leningrad State University in 1975, Putin joined the KGB, the Soviet Union's formidable security agency, known for its extensive surveillance and intelligence operations. This marked a pivotal turning point in his life, shaping his worldview and honing his skills in espionage, counterintelligence, and covert operations. He served in the KGB for 16 years, rising through the ranks and gaining invaluable experience in various capacities. Putin's KGB service took him to Dresden, East Germany, where he witnessed firsthand the waning days of the Soviet Empire, amidst political unrest and social upheaval. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 and the subsequent collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 left an indelible mark on his psyche, shaping his views on governance and power. The KGB instilled in Putin a deep sense of patriotism and a belief in the importance of a strong state capable of maintaining order and stability. This perspective would profoundly influence his decisions as Russia's future leader, guiding his policies and approach to both domestic and international affairs. As the Soviet Union crumbled, the world watched in awe and uncertainty. The once mighty superpower was disintegrating, and with it, the old order was fading away. Putin returned to his hometown of Leningrad, now Saint Petersburg, in 1990. The city was undergoing a transformation, shedding its Soviet past and embracing a new future. He joined the city administration, serving as an advisor to Mayor Anatoly Sobchak. This role was pivotal as Sobchak was a prominent reformist figure in the new Russia. This marked his entry into the world of post-Soviet Russian politics, a landscape characterized by opportunity and fierce competition for power. The political arena was chaotic, with new alliances forming and old ones dissolving. Putin quickly rose through the ranks of the St. Petersburg administration, earning a reputation for his efficiency and pragmatism. His ability to get things done did not go unnoticed. He became a trusted aide to Sobchak, handling sensitive matters and demonstrating his ability to navigate the complex web of Russian politics. His loyalty and competence made him indispensable. In 1996, Putin received a fateful call that would change his life forever. It was an opportunity that came at a crucial time in his career. He was offered a position in President Boris Yeltsin's administration, setting him on the path to becoming the most powerful man in Russia. This move was the beginning of a journey that would see him rise to the pinnacle of Russian politics, shaping the future of the nation. Putin's ascent in Moscow was nothing short of meteoric. He quickly gained Yeltsin's trust, rising through the ranks to become head of the FSB, the successor agency to the KGB. In 1999, Yeltsin appointed Putin as prime minister, a move that surprised many observers. At the time, Putin was a relatively unknown figure on the national stage. On December 31, 1999, in a surprise move, Yeltsin resigned as president, paving the way for Putin to assume the role of acting president. This unexpected turn of events thrust Putin into the global spotlight. His rise to power was complete, marking the start of a new era in Russian history. Upon assuming the presidency, Putin moved swiftly to consolidate his power and reshape Russia's political and economic landscape. His approach was both strategic and forceful, aiming to bring stability to a nation that had experienced significant turmoil. He recognized the importance of controlling the narrative and embarked on a systematic campaign to bring the media under state control. This was not just about managing information, but also about ensuring that the Kremlin's perspective dominated public discourse. Independent outlets were either shut down or forced to toe the Kremlin line, effectively silencing dissenting voices. Journalists who dared to challenge the official narrative faced severe repercussions, including harassment and imprisonment. Putin also implemented a series of economic reforms aimed at restoring order to the chaotic post-Soviet economy. These reforms were designed to stabilize the financial system and attract foreign investment. These reforms included renationalizing key industries such as oil and gas, which were crucial to Russia's economic strength. These sectors had been privatized in the 1990s, leading to the rise of powerful oligarchs. While these reforms led to economic growth and stability in the short term, they also concentrated wealth and power in the hands of a few. They came at the cost of political freedom, as the government tightened its grip on civil society and stifled opposition. Nevertheless, Putin remained popular among many Russians, who credited him with restoring order and stability. His leadership was seen as a return to strength and national pride, resonating deeply with a populace yearning for a sense of direction and purpose. Under Putin's leadership, Russia adopted a more assertive foreign policy, seeking to reassert its influence on the world stage. This shift was evident in Russia's military interventions in Georgia in 2008 and Ukraine in 2014. These actions signaled Putin's determination to defend what he perceived as Russia's vital interests. The 2008 war with Georgia demonstrated Russia's willingness to use military force to achieve its geopolitical objectives. In 2014, Russia annexed the Crimean Peninsula from Ukraine, a move that drew international condemnation. This annexation was widely seen as a violation of international law and further fueled tensions between Russia and the West. Putin's actions have reshaped the post-Cold War security order in Europe. Putin's relationship with Russia's powerful oligarchs has been marked by a delicate balancing act. On the one hand, Putin recognized the oligarchs' economic clout and their potential to destabilize his regime. On the other hand, he sought to rein in their political influence and ensure their loyalty to the Kremlin. To achieve this, Putin adopted a carrot-and-stick approach. Oligarchs who remained loyal to the Kremlin were allowed to maintain their businesses and vast wealth. However, those who challenged Putin's authority found themselves facing the full force of the state's power. One high-profile example was the case of Mikhail Khodorkovsky, who was arrested in 2003 and spent a decade in prison. Putin's foreign policy has been characterized by a desire to restore Russia's status as a great power. The so-called Putin Doctrine is based on the premise that Russia has a right to defend its interests in its near abroad. This doctrine has led to a more assertive and confrontational approach to foreign policy. Putin's actions have been met with a mix of condemnation and grudging respect from the West. The relationship between Russia and the West remains complex and fraught with tension. Vladimir Putin's impact on Russia has been profound and far-reaching. He inherited a country in chaos and transformed it into a more stable and assertive power. His legacy will be debated for decades to come, with supporters praising his leadership and critics condemning his authoritarian tendencies. Putin's supporters credit him with restoring order and stability to Russia. They argue that Putin has restored Russia's pride and made it a force to be reckoned with. However, Putin's critics argue that his achievements have come at a steep price. They point to his crackdown on dissent and suppression of independent media as evidence of his authoritarian tendencies. Vladimir Putin's impact extends far beyond Russia's borders. His actions have had a profound impact on international relations, reshaping the global balance of power. His assertive foreign policy and willingness to use military force have made him a central figure in global affairs. Putin's rise coincided with a period of significant change and uncertainty in the international system. The post-Cold War era created a sense of unease in Moscow, which felt increasingly marginalized. Putin's response has been to assert Russia's interests more forcefully, challenging the existing world order. Vladimir Putin remains an enigma, a leader shrouded in mystery and intrigue. His background in the KGB, his calculated demeanor, and his penchant for secrecy have made him a difficult figure for the West to decipher. Despite his long tenure in power, Putin remains a deeply private individual. Little is known about his personal life, his family, or his inner circle of advisors. This lack of transparency has only added to his mystique. One thing is certain, Vladimir Putin is a complex and contradictory figure. His legacy will continue to be debated for years to come, but there is no doubt that he has left an indelible mark on Russia and the world.